Hello and welcome to the webinar. My name is Jess Larkin and I'm the Marketing and Communications Specialist at Cornerstone. Today we're chatting about the essential marketing strategies that the everyday health insurance agent can implement. But before we get started, we of course have a little bit of housekeeping. My contact information is right there on the screen if you'd like to get in contact with me. And don't forget to follow us on social media. We post industry and Cornerstone updates and information. So visit Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube to give us a follow. And be sure to send me an email if you have any questions regarding this presentation. Now let's talk marketing. As an independent agent, you probably don't have a huge budget for marketing, and that is totally okay. You don't need a massive budget to make a difference with your marketing, and you don't need to do everything at once to be successful. You just need a few well-designed and maintained strategies to give your brand a voice. Here are the 5 assets you need in your tool belt as a health insurance agent to gain prospects and keep your clients from moving on. First is a brand kit. What is a business these days without a logo? What would Google be without their trademark color palette? What is Nike without the swoosh? Creating a recognizable brand for your business is the first step towards a sustainable marketing strategy. So what do you actually include in your brand kit? Well, the first is a logo. This is the most important piece of your brand kit, and it should communicate your brand's personality at a glance. Is your brand modern and minimalistic? Is it corporate and elegant? Is it approachable and laid back? These questions will help you determine which fonts, colors, and imagery you want to use in your logo. Ideally, you want your logo to be memorable, versatile, unique, and simple. Your logo should also have numerous versions for different situations. So think of something like Facebook. Sometimes you see that they use their full logo that says Facebook, and sometimes they just use a little icon logo with a standard Facebook F. You also want a transparent background logo, a white and black versioned logo, and a vector logo. A vector logo is just a file to help you scale your logo to any size that you might need. So if you want to, for instance, create a billboard, it won't come out fuzzy on the design. These variations will give you plenty of options for any design project that you're working on, whether it be a tote bag or a postcard mailer. Then you have your color palette. You can create a standard color palette from the logo that you create. There are many tools online that can help you create a color palette that works well, like colors.com, and that is COOLORS.com. Once you have your color palette distinguished, you want to stick to that palette. A consistent color palette communicates trust, recognition, and professionalism. For example, you wouldn't want to create a flyer filled with yellows and oranges if your color palette consists of mostly greens and blues. Next is typography. You want to determine which fonts you would like to use in your marketing. So think your flyers, postcards, digital ads, etc. I would select a header font and a paragraph font that you will consistently use across the board. There are plenty of resources online like Typewolf, that's TYPEWOLF.com, that can help you find 2 fonts that work well together. You want your fonts to be legible, well-spaced, and diverse. Usually, you want your header font and your paragraph font to be different. Some examples of great font pairings include Playfair Display and Montserrat, Futura and Book Antiqua, and Bookmania and Sophia Pro. Those were all created using Typewolf. These were all suggested font pairings from Typewolf. Lastly is your value proposition. Your value proposition is the lifeblood of your brand, your promise to your clients. It should communicate why your clients and prospects should choose your products and services over someone else. It should be service-oriented, not goal-oriented like a mission statement. According to HubSpot, your value proposition goes deep into the problems you want to solve for your buyers and what makes your product or service the perfect solution. Good news, I have a resource that will help you determine your brand identity. So everything that we just explained, I have a resource for you. The Evaluating Your Brand Workbook is specifically designed to help you evaluate your brand, where you are, and where you're going. It also gives you some space to brainstorm your logo design so that you can more easily communicate your concept to a graphic designer. If you're interested in that workbook, you can go ahead and send me an email at the email address on that slide. Buckle up, folks. We're going to start talking about websites and forms, and I'm going to be on a soapbox. You need a website. And in 2022, we're taking it one step further. You need a responsive and well-designed website. According to GoDaddy, 70% of entrepreneurs with a business website expect to grow at least 25% in the next 3 to 5 years, compared to 64% of those without a site. At this point, not having a website hurts your business more than it hurts your pocketbook. Since 2020, the digital space has become a home base where more and more users are becoming comfortable and familiar with the online tools that are available to them. While this evolution has improved communications, it's also created a challenge for small businesses because a thrown-together website no longer cuts the cheddar. These days, having a well-designed website creates trust in a brand, while an old, hardly updated website can turn prospects away. But why? Aside from establishing credibility, a website will also help users communicate with you digitally, which is often the path of communication with the least amount of friction. Additionally, a website will improve your online presence, making you more accessible through Google searches, which means more leads. The bottom line, you need a site and it needs to look good. The good news is there are plenty of options for health insurance agents who need to create their own website on a budget. My recommendation is squarespace.com, squarespace.com, which is an online website builder that you can use to create an attractive website without the use of a web designer. They have a simple drag and drop interface that does not require any coding or fancy tech footwork to make it stand out. You can also manage your domain and your analytics under your account. I highly recommend that you check it out. Next is social media. Here's the truth. Social media is not a silver bullet, but it is an incredible opportunity for brand visibility. Having a social media presence is great for connecting with your current clients and your prospects on a more personal level. My recommendation is to get started with one platform, ideally Facebook or LinkedIn. Facebook is a better choice for Medicare and individual family brokers, and LinkedIn will be more effective for employee benefits brokers. For each platform, make sure you're putting together a business page and not using your personal page. To create your LinkedIn business page, you just log into your personal profile, and then you click on the work dropdown at the top right-hand corner of the screen, and then you'll click on company page. Create a company page. To create your Facebook page, log into your personal profile, click on Pages on the left side of the screen, and then click on Create a New Page. Once your page is created, I would post between 2 or 3 times per week. Be sure to stay away from posts that are too salesy. People don't like to follow those. Instead, use your post to connect with your clients and make sure to respond to any comments that come your way. Next, you need access to a high-quality design software. Another must-have for health insurance agents who are doing their own marketing is high-quality design software to create flyers, postcards, social media posts, etc. The site that I always recommend as a budget-friendly alternative to Illustrator or Photoshop is Canva. Canva, Canva.com, is a free website that you can use to create brand assets like posters, flyers, brochures, social media posts, presentations, and even videos. And don't fret, non-creative people. Canva has thousands of templates that you can use to create your own pieces. Using a software like this is much more professional and user-friendly than using something like Microsoft Word or Publisher. They offer several fonts, stock photos, high-quality graphics, and more that almost effortlessly make your marketing look professionally created. I did a brief overview on how to use Canva in a similar webinar a couple years ago called Design and Branding 101, so I would check that out in the description below. One great way to impress and help your clients is by providing an onboarding kit. Health insurance is an innately complicated service, and it can be easy for your clients to get caught up in the jargon and fine print of their plan. An onboarding kit can provide your clients with a strong roadmap of what their plan means, how it works, and how they can take advantage of it. New clients also often have very big expectations for your services, and providing an onboarding kit provides a great first impression. An onboarding kit may consist of educational resource materials, contact information, claims resolution resources, recommendations for additional products that they may be interested in, so like dental, vision, critical illness, etc., and more. I recommend putting together your kit in digital format so that it's easy to update for each client. As previously discussed, Canva is a great software option for creating these kits. I would then send that onboarding kit to your client through an email template that you create to be interchangeable with each of your clients. For instance, if you set up a client with a short-term health insurance plan, you may consider setting up a draft email welcoming that client to your agency with a link to the onboarding kit. So here's an example of what that might look like. I created this here on my own email that just welcomes the client to the agency and explains what's in the onboarding kit and just reiterates my contact information just in case somebody needs to contact me. And just as a secret, another great ingredient for your template onboarding email is a link where your clients can submit referrals or reviews. You can also consider sending physical onboarding kits that include swag items with your logo imprinted on it, like mugs, tote bags, pens, mouse pads, etc. With marketing, the name of the game is slow growth. You won't get 1,000 prospects the moment you set a new website live. Rather, it's important to lay the foundations necessary to create sustainable growth and a loyal client base that can count on the consistent quality of your marketing and service. Thank you all for joining today. If you'd like a copy of this presentation, please feel free to email me. The recording will also always be available on the Cornerstone Resource Center, along with all the other webinar recordings from this series and in others. Everyone have a great day and stay safe out there.